You now have all the tools in your hands. Time tracking, ticketing, billing, invoicing. Your team works with them, and lead time collects data along the way. But tools alone don't make a well-managed company. In this video, you take a step back. I'll show you the 5 insights areas and how they let you manage your business on a level that goes beyond day-to-day operations. Insights is the area in lead time where you can analyze your collected data, time entries, billing data, ticket counts. Everything your team records on a daily basis turns into analyses and visualizations here. There are 5 insights areas: project insights, employee insights, goal insights, sales insights, and workload insights. Each area answers different questions, but they all work on the same principle. On the left is the configuration panel. That's where you select what you want to analyze: projects, employees, time range, display mode. On the right, the result appears as a chart. Every analysis can be saved as a preset. That means you configure it once, and after that, you can pull up the same report anytime with a single click, including on the dashboard. But more on that in the next video, and you can export the data as an Excel file at any time. Let's go through the 5 areas. The first question a business owner asks: where is my team's working time going? Project Insights gives you the answer. I open Insights, then Project Insights. On the left, I select the projects I want to analyze. Let's start with a single project. I select the client project and set the time range to the last quarter. For the model, I choose time series, which shows me the development over time. For the period, I select weeks. And for the breakdown, I choose by task type. I click Create Chart. Now I see how the work in this project was distributed week by week. Features, bugs, management, and so on. This is very revealing. If you see that bug fix hours are climbing over the weeks while feature work stagnates, you know this project is stuck in a phase you need to actively pull it out of. When I hover over a bar, the tooltip shows me the exact hours per category. Now a second scenario. I select 3 projects and set the model to time series, the period to months, and the breakdown to by project. For the display, I choose stacked. Now I see how my team's total hours are distributed across the 3 projects, month by month, stacked on top of each other. This immediately shows you which project is tying up the most resources and whether that's changing over time. And one more scenario. Same projects, but now I switch the breakdown to by user and the model to total. Now I see which team members worked on which projects. This makes cluster risks visible. If an important project depends on only one person, you want to know that. I save this analysis as a preset so I can pull it up again anytime. The next perspective, employees. This isn't about control, it's about understanding. What has someone been working on? How is their time distributed? I open Employee Insights. On the left, I select an employee and set the model to total. For the breakdown, I choose by project. Now I see the full picture. Which projects was this person active on over the past weeks? This is an excellent basis for development conversations and one-on-one meetings. Instead of asking, what have you been working on? You already have the answer in front of you. Now I switch the breakdown to by task type. Same employee, same time range. But now I see whether the person was mainly fixing bugs, working on features, or stuck in management tasks. This helps you recognize whether the task distribution fits the role. Now a comparison. I select 2 or 3 employees and set the model to comparison. Period months, breakdown by billable time. Now I see the employees side by side, month by month, with their billable hours. This is a fair, data-driven basis for performance reviews. No gut feeling, no guesswork. And finally, the breakdown by value groups. You remember the value groups from the internal projects. A for directly value-adding work, B for indirectly value-adding activities, C for administrative tasks, and D for waste. Here you see how an employee's working time is distributed across these four categories. This might be the most revealing analysis of all, because it shows you not just how much someone works, but how valuable that work is for your company. Goal Insights connects two things: the time booking targets you've set for your team and the value group distribution. I open Goal Insights. On the left, I select an employee, set the time range to this week and the view to individual. On the right, two charts appear side by side. On the left, the donut chart with 3 rings. The outer ring shows attendance time compared to the contractually agreed working time. Was the person there enough? The middle ring shows documented working time. Was the attendance time actually recorded? And the inner ring shows billable time compared to the daily target. Was enough value-adding work done? At a glance you see, is someone present but not booking time? Is someone booking a lot, but none of it is billable? The 3 rings make this immediately visible. On the right, the pie chart with the value groups. It shows how the documented working time is distributed across the 4 categories: direct value, indirect value, non-value, and waste. When you hover over a section, you see the exact hours and the percentage. Now a different scenario. I select all employees, set the time range to this quarter, and switch the view to total. Now I see the aggregated values for the entire team. This is perfect for the quarterly review. You can instantly see whether the team as a whole is on track. Or I switch to individual with the same selection. Then I see every employee individually, side by side, and I can quickly spot who needs support or where the balance is off. Now the revenue perspective. Sales Insights shows you how your revenue is composed and how it's developing. I open Sales Insights. On the left, I select all external projects. Start date January 1st of this year. Model total. Breakdown by revenue. Type. Now I see where my revenue comes from. Broken down into support, fixed subscriptions, variable subscriptions, express quotations, products, components, and manual positions. These are the different revenue types that lead time derives from your billing. If you see that 80% of your revenue comes from support and only 5% from subscriptions, then you know you're heavily dependent on time-based work. That's an important strategic insight. Now I switch the model to comparison and the breakdown to by project. Now I see the individual projects, meaning customers, side by side, month by month. Which customer generates the most revenue? Is there a dangerous dependency on a single customer? These are questions you need to be able to answer. And now the trend function. I activate Include Trend and set an end date in the future. Lead time now calculates a forecast based on ongoing contracts, average support revenues, and planned projects. On the right side of the chart, an additional block appears with the projection. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a data-driven projection. If a trend is emerging, you see it here before it arrives in reality. The last perspective, workload. Workload Insights shows you how many open tickets are sitting in your projects and whether work is piling up somewhere. I open Workload Insights and select several projects. For the model, I choose today, and for the breakdown, by project. A simple bar chart shows me which projects currently have the most open tickets. This immediately shows you where the pressure is greatest. Now I switch the breakdown to by status. Same projects, same point in time, but now I see which statuses the tickets are in. New, in progress, feedback, done. If many tickets are stuck in the feedback status, you know, your team is waiting for responses. That's a different problem than too many new tickets. Now a different model. I switch to overtime, set the time range to the last quarter, period months, and the breakdown to by task type. Now I see the development over the months. Is the number of open bugs rising? Are features being completed or are they accumulating? Trends become visible, and you can course correct before it's too late. And finally, the breakdown by age. This is particularly revealing. Here, open tickets are grouped by how long they've been open. Under 1 week, 1 to 4 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks, over 12 weeks. If you see a growing block at over 12 weeks, then you have forgotten tickets. Tickets that were created at some point and never closed. They don't consume active working time, but they're a sign that things are being left behind, and they distort your statistics. You've now learned 5 perspectives on your business. Project Insights shows you where working time goes. Employee Insights shows you what your team is working on and how valuable that work is. Goal Insights connects time booking targets with value groups. Sales Insights shows you where your money comes from and where it's heading. And Workload Insights shows you where work is piling up. The data is already there because your team records it every day. Insights turn that data into a basis for decisions. In the next video, we'll build a dashboard so you open it in the morning and instantly see where your company stands.